All right, call to order the February 24th meeting of the North Beach Board of Appeals. Got two items on the agenda today. Both are variances for setback requirements. Start with variance number 25-01, a proposal by Scott Properties to reduce the side yard setbacks by 3 feet from 8 feet to 5 feet on either side. Is somebody here to represent Mr. Scott?
Yes, I'm Jeffrey Toole with COA Barrett Land Surveyors.
Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. I
Um,
believe Jared Curtin with Scott Properties will be on momentarily. I think he had a some other engagement that he should be joining us any second now. So
He's
okay.
on. Jarrett's on already.
okay, good.
So Jeff, will you be making the presentation about the proposal, or would Jared be doing that?
Well, I think it'll probably be a combo pack, as it were. But I'll
Okay.
go ahead and, if you like, just kind of give you just the quick history and a couple of other projects that were one was identical and a couple other similar ones that the board had granted variances on previously. So if you guys are amenable to that, I'll go ahead.
That'd be great.
Okay, so the proposal, this was originally 3 lots that was approved by the Planning Commission to be replatted into 2 building sites. Each building site, of course, being 37.5-foot wide. Planning Commission approved that request, and the plat was subsequently recorded a couple of months ago. The developer, of course, Scott Properties, as you all are well aware, has built a number of houses up there, and has a sort of a particular, width of structure when they're proposing garages to, help with functionality. One of the things they like to do is make sure that they have a garage on these houses so that it helps with, off-street parking and that sort of thing. So there was another project that was done really identical to this, and that was located on up on 5th Street. And it was 3911 and 3917 5th Street. And this was done back in 2018. There were 3 lots, lots 44 through 46, block 29, which was the exact same lot width. It was 3 25-foot wide lots that they then subsequently replatted to create 2 37.5-foot wide building envelopes. The board at that time, they requested a variance from 8 feet down to 5 feet on the side lot lines, again, for better functionality on the houses. The board granted that approval. It was case number 18-02. Like I said, it was identical with respect to the lot sizes and the house widths that's being proposed. There was another similar case on lots 12B and 13B in block 14. Those were at 8925 and 8927 Erie, whereby the board under case number 1903 granted a reduction in the side setback down to 5 feet for the reduction between those 2 houses. Again, strictly a functionality thing with respect to the size of the garage and the size house that they're, trying to accommodate up here. And then there was a third one that was done at the intersection of 7th and Frederick. That one was a 25-foot wide lot, and they had a half of the adjoining lot, which gave them, again, the 37.5 feet. That one had an existing house on it that sat 4 feet from the property line. They subsequently requested just a reduction, actually from 4 to 5, so that it was basically this kind of same situation here. But it was an existing house that was there at the time. But I just wanted to make sure you all were aware that it's essentially the same setback.
Sure.
So again, the proposal here is to have 2 houses that are side by side, each of which would have a front load garage. And I can, like I said, I can let Jared speak with respect to the functionality of the width of the house with respect to the garage width and all of that, if you need a little bit further explanation there. These two particular sites are flat, no issues, from that standpoint. The setbacks on the houses on the outside on either side will be about the same as what the setback will be between these two proposed structures, should you all choose to grant the variance.
Okay, so we are going to deal with the variances one at a time, but I just want to know, since you've really kind of covering both, is there anything unique about either one that's particularly unusual or different that we need to know about?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. All right, well, thanks for that information. Any of the board members have any questions for Jeff? I'm sorry, I don't remember your last name.
It's Tewell, it's Tewell.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Jim, I don't have questions right now for Jeff, but I just want to make sure, especially because this was brought up by Jeff, that it's my understanding that our decisions are not ones of precedence, that we should be able to make decisions on each application separately. Is that correct?
We certainly have that flexibility based on the specifics of the situation presented to us.
Okay.
So I mean, I think it is best that we try and follow past precedent, but if there are unique situations that cause us to go down a different path with the outcome, that's perfectly fine.
Great. Thank you.
Sure.
This is Sheila. Can you tell me one more time who Jeffrey is representing?
Scott Properties. I'm with COA Barrett Land Surveyors. We prepared the development plans for the owners of the property, which is Scott Properties.
Right, land surveyors. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am all finished up. I am Jared Curtin. I'm John Scott's grandson, and I manage things for him on the construction and real estate side now. But I am free of my prior obligation if you have any questions for me.
Great. I'm assuming you heard most of what Mr. Tewell said.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't have anything particular to add then?
No, like he said, we do try and get garages in there, for functionality of a house. It is my understanding, belief, with also the interest of not taking down more trees than needed. There are 3 trees on this property, and one of them is a rather large cherry tree. We explored not doing a garage, which then increases almost doubles the size or the width of the driveway to get those 2 off-street spaces, which point that tree most likely would have to come down. So as far as the garages, that is sort of the aside from his preference, not doing those wider driveways also gives us the benefit of keeping a mature tree in front and actually in between both of these houses.
Okay, that's good to know. Thanks for sharing. So any other board members have any questions for Mr. Curtin or Mr. Tewell? Excuse me.
No.
No, okay. So how about I would like to open it up to anybody in the public that might have any interest in commenting. First of all, before we get into that, Stacy, I'm assuming there's nothing that's been entered into the record regarding this.
No, I haven't
Okay.
received anything.
Okay. So if anybody who's on the call or would like to enter a comment in the proceeding, please state your name and your relationship to the address, and keep your comments brief, please. So is anybody that has any interest in entering any comments? Okay. Not hearing any, we'll shift to a board conversation about discussion about the proposal. So Mr. Tewell's pointed out several examples where this has been allowed in similar situations with 37.5 foot wide lots that we've reduced the side setbacks from 8 feet to 5 feet. Quite frankly, I think it's it's a realistic way to make these lots, buildable and more usable. But I'm open to other opinions from other board members.
To your knowledge, have there been any similar situations in which a variance has been denied? He spoke about 3 examples in which has been approved. I was wondering, have there been any cases in which, to your knowledge, they've been denied?
To mine, and as far as Scott Properties is related, no. I do know that our most prior meeting with the town council was a few months ago for a lot on Third, and we don't want to ask for variances where they are not needed, as they are in this case. But I don't believe that we have been denied a variance. But like I said, we also try and use them, with caution, because we don't want to attempt to present ourselves as something, asking for variances on every project. So, but like I said, I'm not aware of any.
So,
Thank you.
Mr. Curtin, this went in front of the planning commission too, didn't it?
Mhm.
Yes.
And did the planning commission make an initial recommendation?
I believe they didn't specify one way or the other. That
Oh,
there was a lot of talk on their end about whether they should or should not be commenting on these prior to going before you all. So I pretty much was left up in the air.
okay.
Jim, if you take a look at,
but no.
if you take a look at the package, Jim, their comments are on, it's like page maybe 2 or 3 of the of each application.
They're not in the administrator report?
Yeah, he noted it in the administrative report also. But I also put their comments on each application.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's great. So you say it's on page 2?
Yeah, it could be page 2. I need to go back to my.
Oh, recommended to the Board of Appeals to focus on the setback requirements and the need for each property. No approval or denial was given. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so they're leaving it up to us, which is fine.
Yes, sir.
What we're here
Thank-
for.
Kessa has her hand up.
Go ahead.
Hi, so Mr. Curtin, I did hear you discuss that the garage. I guess my question is the garage something that is necessary, or is this just more of a preference in terms of, what you are looking to do on the property?
Sure. So it is not 100% necessary. However, like I was stating, is if you do not have a garage, you have to have a minimum of an 18-foot wide driveway to accommodate the town's requirements for 2 off-street parking spaces. So that would just increase the width of the driveway, which would then, like I said, we would have to cut another tree down. And me personally, I would like to keep it, but I think having a mature established tree in front of 2 new houses breaks things up and looks and presents better for the town.
Okay.
But
and-
it's not a requirement to build with a garage, but it does allow a skinnier driveway going into the entrance of the property.
Mhm. And if the driveway was widened, there wouldn't be it also still would not be a need for the change in variance, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion from board members?
I don't have any other comments.
The only
Or just-
other thing I have really quickly, and I just want to make sure I know that there's specific instructions in the comments received on page 2, but the application does say that there is a request for, let me go to the top, I'm so sorry. A request of variance for the side as well as height. And I just want to make sure that based on what we're doing tonight, that we are only focusing on the side and not the height.
I'll
So-
answer So this is Rick. I'm the zoning administrator for the town. So the section in the zoning ordinance where they're requesting the variance from, the heading for that specific ordinance is setbacks and height. It's all encompassed under one, but they're only requesting the variance for the side setbacks alone.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Rick. I really appreciate it.
Yes,
Thanks,
ma'am.
Rick.
Yes, sir. Now, I think if you want a comment from me, Jim, my only comment would be that previously, I believe both the planning commissions and the boards of appeals have granted those variances from the 8-foot to the 5-foot in instances where they're combining 3 25-foot wide lots
Right.
to build 2 houses, as opposed to a builder coming in with site plans for 3 houses on 3 25-foot wide lots.
Understood. And so your comment is this does fit the mold very closely to what's been done before on Fifth Street and Erie Avenue.
Correct. So that they could have presented 3 separate house plans for variances on 25-foot wide lots. It kind of benefits the town for the 2 more substantial houses, and then the skinnier driveway from a critical area standpoint allows for more green space and less mitigation for non-pervious area.
Sure. That makes sense. Thanks for pointing that out.
Hey Jim, it's Josh Wilbanks. I'm an alternate member here, so I don't think I'm needed to vote tonight. Just for the sake of the discussion on Kessa's question about the garages, my experience with the council has been that they are actively encouraging people to build garages whenever possible. They've told me on at least one occasion that they like to get cars behind the doors. It just makes for a cleaner town look on new construction. I agree with it. I think it looks a lot better to get the cars hidden. So just chiming in. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate the comment. Thank you. Any other board members have anything, or anybody care to make a motion?
Yeah, hey, this is Joe Balk. I'm really enjoying the conversation tonight. Mr. Curtin, I appreciate your efforts. I think it's great that you guys are trying to build garages and you are thoughtful for trees and for the area. And I do appreciate the comments about the zoning and everything. So, based on previous precedents, I would like to motion to approve.
Okay, so we have a motion to reduce the side yard setbacks from 8 to 5 for this first variance. Anybody else care to make a second?
This is Sheila. I'll make a second the motion.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor?
May I ask a quick question? Sorry, I just thought of this question.
Go ahead.
Order? Am I out of order?
No,
Go ahead.
no, there's a second on the floor. You're good.
Okay. As I review the staff report, I didn't know if the staff generally makes a recommendation. So can you tell me, just so I know, since I'm new, I don't know. And I didn't see a recommendation here. I see a B and Z comment and recommendation.
So the planning commission they will typically weigh in on variance requests if they have a strong opinion one way or the other. And it's just for our guidance. We are not forced to follow what they recommend one way or the other if they make any kind of specific recommendation. But it's just there for our benefit should they choose to make a determination.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Congratulations. I guess we'll jump right into the second one. So is there anything specific, Mr. Curtin, about the second proposal that we want to discuss before we open it up to public comment?
No, sir. They are, the tree that I brought up, the driveways, they work, that tree is right in the middle of these two houses, so it plays a role on both the left and right side, or 4006 and 8. So they are both the same.
Okay. Okay, so any of the board members want to ask specific questions about this variance at 4006 4th Street?
I have no comments.
Okay, so I'm just looking at what the planning commission said about this one too, but it looks like it's the same.
It is.
It's the exact same comment, yeah. Okay, so I'll open it up again to public comment. Does anybody in the public have any questions or comments for the proponents about this? Okay. So no comments. So shift back to board discussion. I think this is something that makes sense. I think it's certainly in line with rules we've done, changes we've done before. I'm fully supportive of moving forward with approval. So anybody care to make a motion? All right, I'll make a motion to approve the side yard reduction from, reduce the side yard setbacks for 4006 4th Street from 8 to 5 feet on both sides.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Thanks all.
Thank you all very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We
and,
appreciate it.
Welcome.
Jim, just to let you know, I believe, and Rick, correct me if I'm incorrect, but I don't believe we will have any cases for March.
Okay, no vacation rentals either?
Nothing has came in the door now, not at this
Wow.
point.
I'm impressed.
Anything at this time?
Nope. If anything
Okay.
changes, I will let you know by the 1st of the month.
Great, thank you. Anybody care to make a motion to close the meeting?
I will do that. I will make a motion to close the meeting.
And a second?
A second.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks all for joining. I appreciate you taking your time.
Good night,
Have a good
everyone.
evening.
Good evening.
Thank you all.